Yesterday is already past. It's gone. We need to be awake. So verse 4, now God sees her neck. And God says, neck is as beautiful as an ivory tower. But when you go back to the previous chapter, chapter 4, verse 4, he said, neck as the tower of David. David was the one who went through all the sufferings, all of his life. Only thing he did is what? Fighting against the Philistines at war. So, ivory indicates a suffering process. So, Tower of Ivory implies that she's prepared for any cost, even to suffer death, in order that God's purpose be revealed in her life. See, this is how the way God views us. From our feet, from bottom to top. Thigh, breast. Well, I just picked a couple of them here. Within the short period of time, I cannot explain everything. So randomly I choose feet, thigh, breast, neck. See, the way God sees us as holistic, not just partially. That's how He created us. Okay? Next one. I just put this verse. We are pressed on every side by troubles and not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, are haunted down, never abandoned by God, get knocked down, are not destroyed. See, the way God created us and the way God sees us, nothing's going to harm us. So we go down to verse 5. Your head is as majestic as Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel. As soon as you hear this word, what do you think about it? Elijah versus Baal prophets. How many Baal prophets there? $600? $400? You look it up later. I don't want to give you an answer. You have to labor to find it. Anyway, Carmel implies that a whole mind and heart express the power of heavenly things to lead people back to God. See, Elijah versus how many prophets? False prophets. But God revealed His power upon Elijah to defeat so many false prophets. See, what verse was that? Yeah, head is Mount Carmel. So the way God sees us, think about that. It's a whole armor. Just like Apostle Paul in Ephesians chapter 6, armor of God. Put your helmet for your salvation. Put your belt for peace. Shield, sword, breastplate for the righteousness, and sandals for peace. See, armor of God. This is an Old Testament version of armor of God. How beautifully God describes you and I as His own children. It's very poetic here. Okay, we go down to verse 7 and 8. You are slender like a palm tree. Your breasts are like its clusters of fruit. Palm tree. What does symbolize palm tree to us? Can you imagine? When we go down to Laguna Beach, palm trees, so beautiful, tall and straightforward. But in the desert, underneath the ground, the roots, what about palm tree? See, I'll climb the palm tree, take hold of its fruit. Be mature in the Lord, measuring up to the full and complete standard of Christ. Ephesians 4:13. You know, believers live in a dry world and are subject to fierce trials, yet there is a hidden union with Christ. Just like a palm tree, it's very straightforward and tall. But down under the ground, the roots. I don't know how deep the roots can go to nurture the tree. But the foundation is very strong. See, in this world, Christians are subject to be persecuted anytime, any day. Very dry world. But we have a hidden card. What is it? Jesus Christ. He gave us the Holy Spirit to lead us. So that's what here, a palm tree, we need to imagine. This is our poets. So as Christians, we need to think about it. We are the representatives of God. How can His attributes be shown from us as Christians? Every word we use, every action we do, people will see. We are living in the dry land, like a desert. See, we are born into a sinful world. We don't forget. But by His grace, we are saved. Now we have life. Spiritually speaking. If you don't have Christ in your heart, you have no life. You are living in this world by only your flesh and your emotions. But as Christians, we have a spirit. That means we have life. We can be nurtured by God every time. But inwardly, we need to take up His word. Eat every day. Otherwise, outwardly, this body belongs to this world.